Hi, and welcome to another lesson of learning how to make bar chords. Today we're going to take it from the D minor chord and work our way up the fretboard and making some more bar chords. Okay, so I left this diagram over here at the bottom, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, etc. Just to symbolize that the chord patterns kind of follow that same pattern as well. D, E, G, F, G, A, and so even though these are minors, it's just to give an idea that in locating your chords, they follow some kind of alphabetical system. Okay, we're going to start with the D minor chord. We learned that at the towards the beginning of the course, and then I want you to take note of the pattern of the chord, because you'll notice that there's a pattern that will move up the fretboard. So take note of the pattern of these last three notes of the chord. Okay? Take note of the last three notes. You see how the notes are similar? So technically they just keep moving up the fretboard, so they never change. Now, this note is ringing up, so you're not pressing anything down, it's ringing up, it's an open note, but as you move up, you have to press down the note to symbolize that there's a bar. The E minor chord is a chord that we learned already, so I am basing this presentation off the E minor chord and sliding that position up the fretboard. So I wrote the fingering for the E minor chord, so when we get to it, just keep in mind that you just want to keep your fingering the same as the E minor chord, and we're just going to keep our finger on that position and just relax the fingers, but slide up on the strings to the next chords that we're finding out about. Okay, so in making the bar chord, we started with the D minor position right there. Okay. So just take note that that positioning, meaning I mean more so the notes of the chord, will stay the same all the way up. Okay. So basically, it starts from that idea all the way back in D minor. Now, to start this section on the bar chords, go ahead and let's make an E minor chord. E minor chord. First finger down, second finger. Next string, third finger way on the top, and then fourth finger right below that. Looks like this. First finger, second finger, third finger on top, fourth right underneath that. E minor. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to move up from this E minor position, one fret to the third fret. Okay, that whole chord. Once again, E minor, move up one fret, the whole chord. Don't need to press down too hard. Okay, and keep that right there while I show you this. That's an F minor. F minor on the third fret. Now, to refresh your memory, you remember the F minor we learned way in the beginning of the course? Well, here's the bar chord for the F minor. Okay, so we are now on the third fret. Okay, and that's an F minor chord. What we're going to do next is we're going to slide to the fifth fret, the whole chord. So just slide up 2 frets. Okay, sliding 1, 2 to the fifth fret. Now this chord on the fifth fret becomes G minor. This is now a G minor. G minor on the fifth fret. And if you recall, we just recently learned the first position basic G minor. It might be a little small for you to see, but that's a chord that we just recently learned not too long ago. G minor. So we are on the 5th fret, G minor. Now if some of you took your fingers off the fretboard, okay, so your fingers are off, you want to count, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's where you want to start your chord to make a G minor chord. Here we go. Once again, you want to count 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then that's right here, the fifth fret. You want to make your E minor, your G minor chord, which basically looks like an E minor chord, just it's on the 5th fret. Now it becomes a G minor chord. Really nice sound. And finally, we're going to move on to the 7th fret, A minor chord. 7th fret, A minor chord. So just slide everything from the 5th fret to the 7th fret. That's 2 frets. And now you're in the 7th fret. That's an A minor chord. Okay. Looks like the E minor chord, but it's on the 7th fret. Oh, maybe some of you let your hands come off the fretboard. Let's start again. We're going to count. We're going to count to the 7th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we are. We're on the 7th fret now. Okay, so I'm putting my finger on that 7th fret. On that 7th fret. Okay, then make that chord. Same formation as an E minor, but you're on the 7th fret, so it's really an A minor. Okay. If you remember the A minor chord that we learned at the beginning of the chorus, it's way down here. This is the bar chord version way up there. Okay, so if you need to review the tutorial again to go over the lesson for these chords, I would suggest really, understanding these chords. These are some of my favorite bar chords. They sound nice when you want to use them in place of other chords. Like for instance, instead of using this F minor, you might want to use this F minor, or maybe instead of using the basic A minor, you might use the high bar chord A minor. You just have a different kind of sound. Okay, when you got a fairly good understanding and you're ready to move on, we'll see you at the next lesson.